Hello and good day. Today I have been asked to speak a little bit about the Shergood Aviation GPS Transponder HUD version 1.2. This transmitter responder concept was the creative vision of Ananda Ghost and was set to script by Kelly Shergood. The SL radar is currently maintained by a team of highly skilled and dedicated board members of the ASA, Air Sea Authority, who are scripters, builders, and mappers that have been doing this a very long time and democratically, as a group, set policy of how airports get on the SL radar. The GPS Transponder HUD is a 3-script grid-wide voluntary tracking device used for role-playing interaction with FAA Flight Services, Air Traffic Control, or Harbor Master, and places your general aviation location on a shared map. The HUD is very easy to use. 1. Unpack HUD to inventory. 2. From the inventory, double-click SA GPS Transponder HUD version 1.2 to Where as a HUD. 3. Once the HUD reses, click the HUD on. 4. Then touch Start the media prim's face. Troubleshooting usually just involves turning on Parcel Media Stream on the viewer. You now appear on the SL radar as a yellow plane or boat on default Visual Flight Rules, VFR, where other people can see you and you can see them on the HUD and on the SL radar website, even more than half a continent away. That, in and of itself, is a totally awesome thing to come to SL. But wait, there's still more. When the HUD is turned on, more buttons appear. SA logo. Along the top left frame, click to open the web-based SL radar map in your local web browser and then save the link to the web page. Later we will find there is an external main menu option to choose where on the map your radar opens for you. Zoom controls. Plus and minus buttons to zoom in or out. Reset button to restore view. L arrow, top right. Click this to expand or contract the HUD. ELT, Emergency Locator Transmitter, which aid in the detection and location of boats, aircraft, and people in distress. There are 3 ways to trigger the ELT alarm. 1. Manually by clicking the alarm button. 2. By setting the squawk code to 7700. Or 3. By collision. To trigger the ELT alarm, it must be armed, the avatar must be seated on a prim, and hit the ground with physics turned on. The arm and off toggle switch on the ELT interacts with the Shergood Aviation Basic Transponder, GPS Transponder, ELT Alarm Box, Airport Radar, and Radio Detection Finder HUD. Status display. At the upper left is a non-clickable data field labeled GS-DIST-ETE that will populate when a real flight plan has been entered. GS stands for ground speed measured in meters per second. DIST is distance to destination in kilometers, and ETE is estimated time en route. Overlays. At the upper right of the HUD, and also located in the same place on the SL Radar website, opens a drop-down menu that shows all of the various overlays used in the GPS transponder HUD system. The complete set of overlays are found on the website. They are airports, seaports, air seaports, traffic, waypoints, NOTAM, region health. NOTAM, toggles showing the location of a NOTAM on the map, stands for Notice to Airmen, is an official and classified advisory bulletin filed with an aviation authority to alert of hazards on the ground or in the air that would impinge on the safety of a flight. Airports, toggles the blue airport buttons on and off the HUD. Seaports, toggles the blue harbor buttons on and off on the HUD. Traffic, toggles showing other planes or boats in your local vicinity on the HUD. Waypoints, toggles the map's waypoints or fixes on the HUD. Region health, toggles the overlay that shows if a sim was laggy the last time a transponder went through the sim and recorded it. A colored cube ranges from red, orange, yellow, brown, and green that is also clickable for additional information about the time dilation, the frames per second, and how old the data is. Default is off. About posting NOTAMs. In order to be able to post a NOTAM on the system, you must have NOTAM privileges at the Shergood Aviation webpage. Operator will need to 1. Register for a web account at the Shergood Aviation webpage by clicking on the register signboard in Kelly Shergood's hangar at White Star Airport, and 2. Make a request to be authorized to post NOTAM submissions to a NOTAM manager. When you submit a NOTAM to the menu, it will prompt you for a type, info or hazard, an expiration time, and a text message. Along the bottom right frame are 3 buttons: Menu, Reload, and On and Off. Config is where you select aircraft or watercraft. You will need to do this. Set Home causes your present location to be where the SL Radar webpage opens when we click the SA logo button on the top left of the HUD. Clear Home clears the current home location and resets the view of the map back over White Star Airport. Default. List Private button gives you a list in chat of regions you have designated as private. These would be regions for which you do not wish your transponder pinging. No transponder data will be transmitted, the map function will not operate, and the message "No track data" will be displayed on the screen. Private, Unprivate button adds or removes the current region from or to your privacy list. Get Data shows whatever data in chat about the airport or waypoint on which you are located, if there is any. Transponder status display is shown at lower left, where the current transponder code and mode are being shown. By default, it reads XPDR 1200 Alt. The HUD knows that frequency is VFR, Visual Flight Rules. Transponder main menu. Along the lower left bottom of the HUD are 4 menu buttons: Ident, Transponder, Flight Plan, Designation. Ident button. Pings the SL radar web page for a split second and places a box around your craft. XPDR button is access to the internal transmitter responder functions. The 4-digit squawk codes can be uniquely set here. VFR button. By clicking, you automatically set the squawk code to 1200 and identify yourself as local traffic. 0 through 9 buttons. But you can choose to enter any 4 unique digits you wish, which will show up on your radar signature. Emergency squawk codes. There are squawk code frequencies that have been set aside for pilots to communicate problems about onboard conditions. When you change your squawk code to these frequencies, they automatically have these meanings in the system. Emergency squawk codes. SQ7500 is the frequency to set in case of a hijacking. SQ7600 means your NAVCOM radio is non-functional. SQ7700 signals any other emergency, and Squawk 7700 also automatically triggers the worldwide ELT alarm signal. Clear clears the squawk code data field. Alt, no alt, toggle button allows the operator to select between radar altitude reporting mode C and radar non-altitude reporting mode A. FPL button opens access to flight planning controls. A flight plan route consists of an origin, a set of waypoints, a destination, and an approach. Waypoints can be SL airports, SL marinas. They can be fixes or any open sim. The GPS transponder HUD accepts SL airport ICAO codes or the standard world map grid coordinates as data entry. Note that the website does not accept grid coordinates. Your present location will be labeled originating. Remember to enter your final destination first. Menu options can press positive to add a new line or negative to delete an entry. Arrival button. Airports having multiple approaches. Operator can select the best approach to set up for a landing. If you set approach as direct, you will be routed to the center of the sim. Activate. Saves the entire route to the website. Waypoints that fail to register will display a red X. Magenta line. When a flight plan successfully activates, the current leg of your filed flight plan will show up as a magenta line on the HUD, while all other legs of the flight plan are shown in gray. Blue line shows up as a corrective vector back to your active waypoint. Notice that the status display will automatically populate with distance and estimated time en route data. Back cancels operation. New clears any flight plan completely to start over. Close closes the window without saving. Load. There are options to call up your own stored flight plans from the website. DES button opens a designation menu that allows the operator to identify their craft. Type entry field. Enter the code for the aircraft or add your own. All of the current types can be seen on the SL Radar website. Tail number entry field. Enter the registration number of your craft. Flight number entry field. This field shows up on the SL Radar as yellow hypertext. For commercial aviation, a flight number is good. For general aviation, it might be good to put your full tail number in this field as well. If you are already logged on to the Shergood website, your name will already populate this field. If you were to sit in an aircraft that uses the SA tail number mod kit, the tail number and aircraft type will be automatically detected and entered. About the Shergood SL Radar webpage. To store HUD flight plan routes, the operator will first need to log into an account at the Shergood Aviation website. To initialize an account the first time, in Kelly's hangar at White Star Airport, ICAO code SLWS, there is a board that says Shergood Aviation Web Account Registration and Password Reset. This will give you a logon and a password. Then wear and click the GPS transponder HUD and click the SA logo to open the radar page and log into your new account. Introduction to setting a flight plan route on the website. Wear the GPS transponder HUD and click the SA logo button to open the SL Radar webpage. Go to and open the Plan tab. Click on any blue dot on the map, which causes a text bubble to appear, and inside the text bubble is hypertext saying New Plan, Add, or Delete. Information in that bubble also includes the manager's name, the altitude of the airport, and a link to the airport wiki page. And also notice that the runway approaches appear, and they are clickable as well. Up, down arrow buttons on the flight plan route list allow the operator to rearrange the sequence of the waypoints. In the upper left is a white text box with a list of all your stored routes. Public routes will also be visible if you have the Show Public box checked. Public routes are shown in italicized magenta to distinguish them from your own. Public routes will be periodically added to the system. Click on any route in the list to show the waypoints along that route. Flight routes in the list show the origin, destination, approach, and optional name. For example, Cheerport to Bassinghurst Aerodrome, arriving on approach runway 10 with the optional name West. At the bottom of the route's text field are a set of buttons. Clear closes the flight plan route entry window. Click any blue dot on the interactive radar map to start a new flight plan. Reverse reverses the sequential order of the waypoints in the current route. Save saves the current flight plan route. Saving a public route creates a modifiable version in your account. Delete deletes the current route. Public flight plan routes cannot be deleted. Some map symbols and their meanings. Exercise begin. Creating a flight plan route on the SL Radar webpage. Manually open the SL Radar webpage or wear the GPS transponder HUD and click the SA logo button to open the SL Radar webpage. Go to and open the Plan tab. The default window shows a flight plan route list at the upper left next to the map. If a flight plan is showing, click Clear. Data entry start. Locate on the radar the first blue dot airport symbol over the sim you wish to depart from. By clicking on the blue dot, a bubble appears over the airport. Within that bubble is New Plan hyperlink or Delete hyperlink. Click New Plan. This will set that location as origin, and the flight plan route data entry window will open up. Next, on the map, find your second airport or marina symbol to add to your route. Note, grid coordinate waypoints cannot be added from the website, but can be entered later on the HUD. Click on the map's blue dot and open the text bubble over the second location and show approaches. Click the approach of the second location in order to add it to the flight plan route data entry window. Then find the third airport and continue until you reach your final destination. Then click Save. Back in SL, on the in-world GPS transponder, open the FPL menu and click Load. The new flight plan should be a selection to choose. Once loaded, you can then continue to modify the flight plan by adding map grid coordinates between waypoints along the way or changing their order. Exercise begin. Entering waypoints on the GPS transponder HUD. This concludes training of the GPS transponder HUD.